Hello and welcome along to the Rangers Rabble podcast. This is a Patreon special. Tonight I am going to be joined by Mathieu. He is from Depuis La Butte, which is Angers. We'll call them. What would you call them?
Like a website, a Twitter account, Instagram account, as you want.
Excellent, Matthew. Thanks for joining us. If you are listening for the first time on Patreon, this is the voice of Robert, obviously. And we're here to talk about one man and one man in particular. It is the capture on loan of Abdallah Sima. He's arrived at Ibrox on a season-long loan from Brighton. But prior to that, he has spent last season on loan at Mathieu's beloved Angers in Ligue 1. And that's what we're going to try and get some insight into while we're here. So, Mathieu, I want to just take you back a little bit. If we can go back to maybe last summer, when the links were around Sima coming to Angers. Tell me, how did it come about and how was this broke in France?
Oh, he was doing good. We didn't know who he was when he came in Angers, but like we see, he was coming from Brighton, so we can see Brighton is like Angers in the Premier League. You know, they play like mid-table in like 10 or 15 in the championship. So it was like a good signing for us. So as we just changed a lot of players in our team. So we took him like, yeah, come in. You're free to come. So it's good.
No, listen, excellent. Early impressions, did he start in the side or was he coming off the bench early on under the manager?
For the first match, like he was much more a substitute because he started the season injured. So he did the preseason games, like he scored 1 or 2 goals, I think. And after, he got an injury at a leg, I think.
Okay.
And then after, when he came in the squad, he was doing good on the pitch, but he was late to score a goal. Like his first goal was on the 1st of January, so after the World Cup.
Wow. Okay.
So it was late, but after he scored like 6 or 7 goals, but he was doing much more good. Like he was much more okay with the team, with the tactic and everything like that. So he did good for the striker that he is.
I think the Rangers fans listen to this now will be sort of alarm bells will be ringing when you mention injury, because we have had a torrid time of signing players with a bad injury past. But nice to know that when he did eventually settle, that he was sort of, as you say, integrating more into the team and obviously found his feet in front of goal. What sort of style of play would you say, or what sort of style of striker is he?
He's a striker that can go like behind the defender. You know, he can play on his speed. And he can do a lot of sprints, sorry, but he's not a striker that has the goal behind him, you know, like you pass the ball to him and give you back and then you score. So yeah, he's much more like a striker that is good at speed. He can also take the ball from the head, so he has a lot of qualities, but yeah, he doesn't take the ball and dribble all the defense. So he must be efficient, and that's what we expect from him.
As you mentioned, pace, and that's something that we saw when he played for Prague in the Europa League against ourselves. He was one of the standouts, so we are hoping to see that sort of side of him. You mentioned his height there and how good he is with his head. How was your manager utilising him? What was Angers' style of play last season?
Well, last season we played with 5 defenders and the 2 on the side that was going up and down.
The wing backs, yeah.
Yeah, and two strikers in the front. But during the main part of the season, the first part, we were playing like with either Sima or Salama, that is another striker, and one of them was playing with Sofiane Boufal, the Moroccan player that was in Southampton before and now in Saudi Arabia, I think, or in Qatar. And so Boufal used to play with the ball, and the other striker was like around him. And in the second part of the season, we kept the 2 strikers, with Sima and with Nyan, who came on loan. Then now we bought him. So the two had the same profile of play. Like they go behind the defender. They have a good header, and yeah, that's how we played. So I think he will be okay in the Rangers with the head, with the feet. So we
Do
will
you,
see.
well, you mentioned there obviously your manager played him with a partner up front. Is that something that he needs? Do you think he needs a strike partner, or do you think he'd play okay as the main man?
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can do both. I think. Maybe if he's only one striker, maybe there is too much pressure on him. I think so. I think he can handle it, but maybe he will be much more comfortable with two strikers. One that's stick the defender and he goes around and goes to the goal. So maybe that much more his style of play, I think.
Listen, we shall see. Rangers are hoping to announce the arrival of Cyril Dessers from Cremonese in the next coming days. It's rumoured that he's in a medical, so that he could be Sima's partner moving forward there. Listen, I read, obviously, I don't follow a lot of Ligue 1, so please don't shoot the messenger, but I
It's
did
okay.
read Angers did not have a great season.
Yeah.
And maybe once they realised that they were going to be in relegation trouble, Sima seemed to play a little bit better. Is there any truth in that?
I don't know. Maybe yes. Like he has nothing to lose, so he gave everything for the team. But he's. I think he's humble, so he know what he has to do in the club. What he, how can I say it? What the club gave him. Like the club gave him the opportunity to play a lot, and now he's going to Rangers. That is a bigger team than Angers, obviously. So I think he will be okay. He will be okay with that. So, but yeah, Angers last season was the worst team in Ligue 1. Now we are in League 2. I think it's much more better for us because there was a lot of trouble outside the pitch. So now we clear everything and we go on.
Well, listen, I'll be looking out for your results certainly now. You mentioned there obviously the link he had with the club. What
Yeah.
sort of link did he have with the supporters? What did the supporters think of him?
Well, as he was late to score his first goal, we were a bit impatient because we wanted him to score and we wanted to good results, sorry, and victories. But yeah, he didn't came to the clash with the supporter. He was appreciated, I think. We were like okay with him. We liked him, but not as much as if he scored more goals. If he scored like 20 or 30 goals and that saved us, well, we will give him a statue in front of the stadium. But no, he's a good guy. Honestly, he's a good guy. He not make troubles at all. And with the fan, he's smiling. He's okay with us. So he was a good guy, honestly.
Was there ever any link to him maybe signing on a permanent deal, or was it just exclusively the loan?
No, he was on a loan, just a loan, not a loan with a deal at the end. So he
Yep.
was going back to Brighton. Like, okay, it's in the deal, so he goes back. He knew that he were going back to Brighton.
As I say, he went to Brighton for a rumoured £8 million, which is quite a sum in Scotland, really, for a striker. So we are excited to welcome him to Ibrox. What can we expect from him? What is he going to be someone that comes in and starts for us, do you think? Or do you think it's going to take some time to bed him in and Michael Beale's going to have to be patient with him? You mentioned it took him a little
Yeah.
while to score his goals. Do you think he's going to be one that comes off the bench initially and then maybe comes into life after Christmas?
Yeah, he can be. He can. I don't think he will start at the first part of the season. Maybe he will be a sub for the moment. But anytime he come on the pitch, like he gives 100%. So maybe just the fans can have a little bit of patience, just to the time of like adapt to the style of play, and after, yeah, if he scores the first goal like rapidly, he will be okay with the fan. He will be confident in his style of play. Sorry, and after it will be okay. There's no reason why he could fail except like no play.
Well, listen, lastly, my last question to you is, you mentioned Rangers are a big side. Obviously, we'll have Champions League qualifiers coming in early August. Is Sima the kind of guy that can make that step up to the top tier of European football?
Yeah, I think he can. Like, we know that Angers is not the best team in Europe, but we have some players that came slowly, but slowly to the big stage of Europe. So I think he can adapt to the team. He can like work harder, and yeah, he will have a part to do in the season. It's obvious. It's sure.
Fantastic. Listen, the all positivity that I've got from you there, really excited to hear. Listen, we at the Rangers Rabble wish Angers all the best in League
Thank
Two.
you.
If you're ever in Glasgow, give us a shout. You can come to
Yeah.
a match. We'll make sure that happens for you. But thanks for your time tonight, and au
My
revoir,
pleasure.
as they say. Thank you.
Yeah, bye bye. See you.